Hi everyone, Dr. Cindy here, coming to you on a beautiful spring day in Juneau, Alaska. The sun is out and it is just absolutely gorgeous here, so I am absolutely thrilled to be in the sunshine. And speaking of spring, have you noticed that there are just a ton load of advertisements out now about cleanses? I swear, I think like every single day I'm getting something in my mailbox about a cleanse. So why is it that springtime is such a popular time for people to be doing a cleanse? Well, we're coming out of a season where it's dark, we're all slow, the animals are hibernating, everything's died off, and now we're coming into a season of lightness where things are starting to bloom and come alive again. And we're also moving from a season where we're eating heavy foods like soups and potatoes, really heavy things because the weather is so cold and we've also not been exercising, to moving into a time when now we're having more fresh fruits and vegetables available for our diet, and we're able to get out and do stuff like swim, walk, because it's not cold anymore, it's starting to warm up. So it is important for us to get rid of all the junk, so to speak, that we put into our systems over the winter time and prepare our digestive systems for the new foods that we're going to be eating in the springtime. Also, it's very popular for people to do a cleanse because they're wanting to get that summer body in shape before the summertime. Nothing like getting that swimsuit ready body. So 5 things that you need to consider when considering a cleanse. Number 1, what is your motivation for doing a cleanse? Is it that you are feeling sluggish, you're just feeling kind of out of sorts, not quite so well, and you want to give your system a reboot? Or is it that you need to lose some weight very quickly? These are things that you need to consider when you're looking at what type of cleanse to do. The second thing to consider is, what's your time limit? Do you have a certain amount of time that you're looking for? Let's say you're trying to lose a certain amount of weight. Maybe it's a wedding or something, the prom, something that's coming up that you're trying to get in shape for, and that's the motivation for doing the cleanse. Well, is this special event coming up in a few weekends, or do you have several months to put towards doing this cleanse? Some cleanses can be done in a short amount of time. Other cleanses, you really need a longer period of time for them to be effective. So these are things that you need to look at when you decide what cleanse you want to do. The third thing to consider is money. Of course, we always want to consider money in everything that we do, but especially when you're doing a cleanse, how expensive is it going to be for you? Are you going to be required to purchase specific products? Maybe you're going to be needing to get specific supplements, or are there things that are readily available? So these are things that we also need to consider. The fourth thing you need to consider is, what is your support system? When you're doing a cleanse, are you going to have other people around you who are going to be participating in the cleanse as well? It's very important to have people around you that are going to support you, especially when you get to the point in the cleanse where it gets very difficult. So the fifth thing you need to consider when considering a cleanse is your willpower. How good are you at sticking to something, especially when the going gets tough? Because some of these cleanses, I'm telling you, you're going to get to that point where you just feel like you can't be bothered anymore. And that's really the point where you need to keep going. This is where your support system is also going to come into play. But if you're someone that can't see other people eating regular food while you're fasting or just drinking a juice, without being tempted, then maybe a cleanse is not for you. So that's another thing that you need to consider. Are you going to be able to stick through it and stick to the entire plan? Are you going to be able to follow instructions properly so that you can get the most effective result from doing this cleanse? So those are the 5 things that you need to consider. Just to recap, number 1, what is your motivation? Number 2, what's your time limit? Number 3, cost. Number 4, your support system. And number 5, your willpower. So keep these 5 things in mind when you're looking at the different cleanses out there. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below and I'll respond to that. You can also email me at drcindy@drcindycork.com. That's drcindycork.com. And I'll answer those questions for you. Keep an eye out for future videos. I'll be covering which cleanse would be best for you in future videos.